Good morning, YesFloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning I have two guests from the Mart. I have Lisa Simonian, the Vice President of Marketing, and Byron Morton, the Vice President of Sales and Leasing. Guys, how you doing today?
Great.
Doing really well, Kemp.
We're just about 3 weeks away from the big event, back on schedule, I might add, NeoCon at the Mart in Chicago. It's June 13th to the 15th, back in its original time slot, with all of the energy from before COVID, right?
You know, Kemp, we're thrilled to be back on our normal schedule in the second week of June, and everybody that we talk to, from showrooms to exhibitors to attendees, are all really excited about getting back to Chicago.
It's kind of interesting to watch. You know, last year, the residential side of the business was strong, and it's now tapering off just a little bit as the consumer pulls back just a little, but we're watching the commercial market, and it is super strong right now. So I'm anticipating a good NeoCon. What feel do you guys have as far as attendance?
Well, I mean, to your point, you know, the commercial industry is really picking up as companies figure out their return to office strategies. I mean, you know, the Architectural Billings Index is positive, well north of the 50% mark. The attendance and the excitement leading up to the show really reflects that. We are pacing at about 78% of our 2019 numbers, which we're really excited about. Our hotel room block continues to grow, which at this point it's continuing to grow a little bit, which is great news. We're excited. We had a great show in 2021, all things considered, and 2022 is going to be even better.
21 was off schedule. It was in October, but it's still a good show. Interesting thing I might point out is that when you talk all of flooring, which is obviously our focus, carpet is doing surprisingly well. It's a little bit of a resurgence from the numbers that we're seeing, which I think is real interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. We're seeing that in the level of renovation and new product introductions from the flooring manufacturers as well.
All right, let's talk about some of the highlights and the reasons for coming. Tell us what you're excited about for this year's show.
As always, June in Chicago is fantastic.
In addition to seeing 400 leading and emerging companies and the new products that they're bringing to market, there certainly is no shortage of experiences at the Mart. You know, we start the weekend prior with a number of industry events, including DIFA Chicago's event on Saturday night. On Sunday, IIDA has their gala on Sunday night. We have the HIP Awards as well that evening. And then we open the show Monday morning with the Best of NeoCon Awards, our 32nd edition of that. So there's a lot that's leading up to the opening of NeoCon this year. And then, you know, each day we have tremendous programming. We have keynotes at 11 each day, feature Nick Cave, the acclaimed American artist, who will be in conversation with Cheryl Durst from IIDA. We also have the designer and author Bruce Ma on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, designer and futurist Shashi Khan will be the keynote. In addition, we have each afternoon incredible programming from industry experts. And then we have our CEU program, which again this year is going to be virtual. It will run during the days of the show, but we are recording it, and so it's available on demand for registrants through July 15th. So you don't have to feel that you have to schedule yourself in for all of the programming.
Yeah, okay. And Byron, how about the number of exhibitors? Is that looking good?
Yeah, the number of exhibitors and showrooms is looking great. The showrooms are pretty much 100% occupied on floors 3, 10, and 11. And as we've done in the last couple of years, we will be including our design center showrooms on 6 and 14 in the show, as the workplace and hospitality tends to cross over more and more into residential style design. We've found that our audience really enjoys seeing those products and visiting those showrooms. The 7th floor exhibit hall is back to its full self. We have several really exciting flooring manufacturers on that floor, including Floor USA, who's focusing on their foundation collection. And then, you know, of course, our showrooms in the flooring industry, including Mannington, Commercial, Shaw, Mohawk, J&J,
Aquafil.
HMTX.
And you've got a new one, I think, this year, Kuberit, which is the transitions and profiles. They're coming this year on 7. I'm looking forward to being there. So COVID's behind us now. Just give us an update real quick on what the county's telling you about getting around in the building and stuff.
Well, as of right now, we are not anticipating any restrictions in Chicago. Things could change, obviously, but fingers crossed, we will end up with a fully unrestricted show as well as no mask mandates. Time will tell, but we're very optimistic about attendance and about the show in general.
I know you've had a couple of companies over the last couple of years that have moved up to Fulton Market, which is kind of a hitchhiker move because Mart's where the action is.
The Mart and NeoCon are integral to the entire contract industry ecosystems. And I think the most telling thing, Kemp, is that companies continue to make commitments to the Mart. Over the last 2 years, we've done more than 350,000 square feet of showroom leasing in the building. And that really is confirmation that there is no comparison to the energy, the community, and the offering that the Mart gives, and the connections and conversations and marketing opportunities that we provide. Let's not forget that we have over 300 exhibitors here, as well as 150, 200 showrooms. The concentration of the industry is at the Mart, and the concentration of the industry's product launch excitement will continue to be at NeoCon in the Mart.
Well, I remember last year the focus was on those little conference rooms that are like phone booths, and I guess with COVID gone, there probably won't be quite as many of those. Be interested to see what everybody's excited about this year. Looking forward to seeing you guys. So again, we'll be in Chicago all together, starting the weekend before, but then during the show for sure, June 13th to the 15th at the Mart.
We are looking forward to seeing you and everybody else.
It's great to talk to you guys. Again, been talking to Lisa Simonian and Byron Morton at the Mart, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.